The Skylanders games did many things right: the soundtrack, the level and character design, and one of the most unsung things they did amazing were the hub worlds. If you aren't familiar with what a hub world is, it is basically the home base of a game, the part where you go to in between levels to relax, basically. I mean, I don't know how many people actually relaxed in the hub worlds, but you know what I mean. It was kind of a refuge in between levels to take a break. So today, I decided I would take another look at the 6 Skylanders games and explore their hub worlds to see what they have to offer and rank them from my favorite to my least favorite. I also want to preface this list by saying that all of these hub worlds are good. There isn't a single hub world out of these that I do not like, which is seldom for rankings that I'm going to be doing on this channel, because generally there's always going to be something that I don't like. But anyway, on to the ranking. So coming in at 6th place is the Skylanders Imaginators MAP. My biggest complaint with this is that you can access every single level from the hub world. What the other games did amazing that I loved is that you have to talk to somebody. You talk to Flynn, you talk to one of the 8 elemental guides in the first game, you talk to any other character, which I'm not naming right now, to access the next level. But what Imaginators did is you could just run to the level, which I don't like as much, which is the main reason why it's on the last spot of the list. Other than that, I don't like that it's huge in size. Like, it is the biggest hub world by far. I do enjoy exploration of hub worlds, but it just almost feels like too much to just handle in one thing. I don't even think I've been to every place in the Imaginators hub world, so for that reason, it's going to be number 6 on this list. Coming in at number 5 is Superchargers, which features the Skylanders Academy. So this is, in my opinion, one of the most forgettable hub worlds. Like, when I think of the other Skylander games, I can immediately think of their hub world as like one of the first things that comes to mind. For Superchargers, I don't think of the hub world as much. There's not a lot going for this one. There's not a lot that they added to Skylanders Academy that makes me like enjoy it and use the features that they have there, other than just going level to level to level. I do like the Wishstone feature, although when that's your biggest thing going for you, I mean, let's be real, I don't think it's that good. I also do like the Greeble launcher or claw machine or whatever the thing is that shoots out the Greebles. I think that is a good way of testing your attack power, because that is something that I also appreciate in a hub world where you actually can use your things on enemies, and not just like a toy little thing like they have in Trap Team. But anyway, I do like that. But other than that, they have a few vehicle sections which I never really utilize because there's no point in them, because you can just play the levels and they're better vehicle sections that actually contribute to the story. But anyway, that's why Superchargers is just my number 5 pick, because it's just not that good. There's nothing really going for it. At number 4 is Skylanders Trap Team, also featuring the Skylanders Academy, however it's for the first time. So why I put this one ahead of Superchargers is because I really like, first of all, it is the first time that shows Skylanders Academy, and I think that it's just a better design. It's more, the colors go better than the green in Superchargers. But on to the Trap Team one, I think that it's bigger in size than the Superchargers one. And I know that I said that I didn't like too big, but I think it's just big enough where I have the opportunity to explore without there being too much to explore. I also like that they have the quick travel feature, which just makes it easier and actually kind of sections off the zones of the hub world for me. One thing that I really like about the exploration side of it is that when you get legendary treasures in the game, they appear in the hub world as a question mark, and then you can place them basically, and they will show up and add to the hub world, which is really cool. And when you get all the legendary treasures, you can just deck out your hub world with all the cool little trinkets or whatever that they have to offer. So another thing that I like about this is that everything that you really need, like the Villain Vault, Persephone, the Chaos Doom challenges, and the adventure packs, are all right at the start of the thing. They're not very spread apart. They're all kind of together, and everything that's separate from that and that is not mandatory for you to use is off in the distance. I think that's a really good feature that they added. So that's why Skylanders Trap Team's Skylanders Academy is number 4 on the list. Coming in at number 3 is Skylanders Swap Force's Woodboro. So I know that this is going to get a lot of hate because Swap Force is probably the most hated Skylanders game, or other than Imaginators, then I would say, because the characters are different, and that's a big part of the hub world are the characters that appear on it. But for me, I can overlook this as actually being a getaway from this. Like, I see Swap Force and the character change as like almost like we're kind of in a new realm of Skylands, different from the main section that we see, like where Skylanders Academy is in the ruins. So I like that they have new characters here. Actually, I don't like the new characters in the game per se, and I would have rather had it be without them, and with the original cast. But I still appreciate this, and there's still Flynn, which is he's my favorite character, like NPC in the game. So, and you have Sharpfin and Tessa, who I also enjoy. Anyway, my biggest gripe with this hub world is one, Rufus in the beginning, because I do not like Rufus, and two, it's that almost the it's too fast to travel from place to place, and I know that they have those launch pads, but there's only a few of them, and it just takes too long to travel. I know I said fast, but I meant too long to travel from each place that you need to go to, especially because you need to go to a wide variety of places here. It does the exact opposite as Trap Team, in that it's where you go to each mission is on the opposite side from where you get your upgrades. And I really love the exploration in this as well. Like, you can get a few Skylanders soul gems in this hub world, which is really cool, and which some that they never did. And other than that, like, I always find new areas that I've never explored before in this hub world, because there just really are a lot of new places. That's why Swap Force is number 3. At number 2 is Skylanders Giants' Dread Yacht. So the Dread Yacht is the smallest hub world by far. I would consider all of the other hub worlds actually to be pretty large hub worlds, but the Dread Yacht is small in comparison. I also do love the feel of this, and this is the main reason why the Dread Yacht is number 2, because I love just the aesthetic of like you being on a flying ship, and that like all the other rooms, I don't even care what the other rooms have to offer, because it's just like you step outside from one of the other rooms that you're exploring and you're just flying in midair going to your next destination. It's just such a good vibe, and I'm not going to go too in depth about this. That's just why it's number 2. It also just has a ridiculous amount of nostalgia. Speaking of, number 1 probably shouldn't be too much of a shock. It's the SSA Ruins. So SSA is my favorite game, and I'm not going to rank SSA number 1 in every single category, but for the hub world, I think we can all agree that the Ruins is the best hub world. You got the Core of Light, which progresses as you move along in the game. It gets bigger and more parts are added to it. And other than that, it's a big hub world, but it forces you to explore it and know the hub world so that you really can't get lost throughout the game. What I mean by this is that you kind of start out at the top near the Core of Light with Flynn, and then you move down to Gurglefin and the docks, and then you move to the beach with Diggs, and then you move kind of back up towards like the right side of the Core of Light with Arbo. Then you move kind of not really moving a lot in this area, but you move from Arbo to General Robot, from General Robot back down to the beach to the land of the Undead area. Then you get the new train section unlocked, and by then you've explored every single area, so you really can't get lost in this hub world as compared to the rest of them. I can get lost in for sure, but this one, if you play through the entire game, you cannot get lost. There's no way, because it forces you to explore all these areas, which is appreciated by me at least. Anyway, the Ruins is just ridiculously nostalgic. I love the Ruins. I wish I could go there in real life, honestly. But anyway, that's why the Ruins is number 1 on my list. So I also just realized that my ranking was in reverse order of the releases of the games. I figure it's worth noting that. None of this was intentional. Yeah, it just happened by chance. But it also might say something as to how as Skylanders games got on, the hub worlds got worse. But I don't know. It also is just my list. There's no definitive ranking here again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what hub world is your favorite and why in the comments. Even if you don't get a heart or a reply from me, let it be known that I read all my comments. So your response will be read, and maybe I will give you a response. I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. Peace.